I stuck a blank in under her so she'd have a third egg to sit on in the hopes to keep her from starting to lay again. So, looking forward to something happening there. Hi, Rain. So these two will probably go this time too. I've bred Rain before. In fact, this little girl, the little girl that is Powder, who's being bred to Indus, is her daughter. So that's kind of why I'm not upset that I only got one baby out of them. So, okay. And again, I'm very sure that was about the medication that I did. I interrupted her cycle, so I stalled her out. But she's a good mom. She's young, he's young, so I'll probably sell them as a bonded pair when this breeding season's over. So this is Zephyr, who is a really large recessive pied, which is not an easy thing to come by. He also has a blow, which is another thing that is not easy to come by. And on top of that, even though recessive pieds don't have to have the necklace, he has it. So that's lovely too. So I'm breeding him to a really high quality hen who is doing this thing where she doesn't want to lay eggs in the box. I tried changing boxes on her and it looked like she was going in there. And she did sit in it for a couple of days, but when it came time to lay the egg, she laid it down there. So I pulled to her first 2 eggs and gave them to a foster. And I'm going to let her sit on the rest of her eggs. She has 2 more down there, and we'll probably lay a couple more after that. I'm going to let her sit on them there, but the thing is, the last hen that I had did this, the minute one of the eggs started to hatch, she freaked out, dived in the box, and pretended like it wasn't hers, and almost let it freeze to death. I just caught it in time and fostered them all out. But, so I suspect I'm going to have to foster her eggs out too. But, she's, the egg is not on the bottom of the cage. It's sitting on a paper plate. And she's incubating them. There's 2 of them down there now. I don't know if you can see them. She's incubating them faithfully, and I haven't checked for fertility yet, but we'll see what happens. So I know I have 2 of her eggs safely in the blue foster hen's nest that are being incubated properly. And if she lays a bunch of eggs, I'll probably pull a few more of them and just leave her with 1 or 2 to see if she's actually gonna raise them there, because there's a possibility she won't. So I gave her a nest box with a bigger hole, and like I said, she liked it, but she just doesn't lay eggs in it. In fact, if I put my hand in the cage, she dives into it for safety, to get away from me. So she thinks of it as a safe place, but apparently not a place to lay eggs. I am mystified. But as long as she incubates some eggs for me, I'm happy. This is Ash and his girl, Lemieux. Lemieux is also getting a fertility check. She was paired with Murphy last time, and I just got a huge amount of blank eggs. So we'll see which one of them is going to make eggs this time. Going to make babies this time. So they are breeding, and everything seems to be going swimmingly. So this is O'Reilly and his girl Clement, and they have 4 embryos. She had 7 eggs in there. I never let a hen sit on more than 6 eggs because I worry that they can't keep them all warm. And besides, I'm going to cull a bunch of them anyway. So she had 7 eggs in there. So I left her with 4 that have viable embryos growing, and 1 that I think is about to grow. When you candle eggs a lot, you begin to be able to tell which ones have been around for a long time and aren't fertile, and which ones are relatively fresh. So hopefully I tossed out 2 older eggs and left the most recent one, but we'll see. And this is Plushie, the little blue hen, and Sunny, her boy. And they finally laid their first egg. She's about to lay a second one, actually, so she's starting to set, but it's all good. Okay, so that's the update. I'm going to be gone for a few days, so I'm sure maybe we'll have a first baby by the time I get back.